Friends, 1595 days over between Russia and Ukraine, and you must be knowing that war has again escalated between the USA and Iran. Israel, though directly, has not jumped into this war, but most likely it will, and we can see that. So let us talk about Middle East first. What you're seeing in background was the last or second last days for the people of Iran to show their solidarity to their fallen religious leader Ayatollah Khomeini. The numbers were huge in millions, not less than two. After the IRGC launched missiles against two vessels passing through Strait of Hormuz and they were damaged, USA launched massive attack in southern Iran and close to the areas of the Hormuz. There were close to 80 to 90 of them. And later on, immediately after that, Iranians also retaliated, launching missiles and drones against the bases from where the US has started war against it. And they included basically in Bahrain and Kuwait. In second waves, American once again launched massive number of missiles strikes, causing damages to railways, air defense system, launching pads for drones, etc. While Iranians too launched attacks on these countries in addition to Qatar. Friends, it is not merely ego of these two regimes where USA is not winning the way it wanted after it is being coaxed by the Zionist regime, but it is also political economy, and that encompasses oil of this region as well as American hegemony. And naturally, the last one is not the least one, but maybe the first one, that is war industries. As far as Lebanon is concerned, it seems that ground operations has come to a halt, but occasional attacks by the IDF against its positions with drones or airstrikes continuing. Similar is for the Gaza Strip. Though there has been announcement by the Hamas that they will dismantle their own Gaza Strip administration and allow the American Israelis sponsored so-called technocrats leading that new government under which there will be reconstruction of Gaza Strip. Basically, it will remain under USA and Israel. The entire Middle East and the people especially are suffering. Why? Because they have oil, but they can't use it like Venezuela for their own welfare, for their own betterment and progress. But it has to be taken by the companies of USA, France, other European countries, Japan, etc. And this is what imperialism. Earlier, few decades back when USSR existed, we called it new imperialism. What that meant was that actually USA doesn't send its troops to occupy the particular land, though it was doing. The assassinations of the anti-USA government people, the top leaders, coup d'etat, etc. used to take place, and even American troops went along with others like NATO. But now, blatantly, the American and other troops are entering into other spaces, unless it is Ukraine, because if NATO directly comes in, the so-called deterrent of using nuclear weapons will be minimized and may erupt world over. Well, that brings us to Russia-Ukraine war, where the interdiction missions is pretty high. It is increasing every day. From Ukrainian side, deeper inside Russia, and targeting not 100%, but even if it hits 10% targets, it is sufficient to degrade the Russian war making capabilities as well as its economy. Russians also doing the same thing. On ground, Russians are advancing undoubtedly. After taking over Konstantinivka, their aim is Slavyansk as well as Kramatorsk. While in north they are advancing at slow pace but do gain the land in Sumy as far as Volchansk is concerned. In northeast, situation is little still slow, but as far as south is concerned, in eastern Zaporizhia connected Dnipropetrovsk, Russians have managed the situation in their favor, but in eastern, not eastern, western Zaporizhia, Kamyansky region, Ukrainians still have upper hand and they are continuing their counterattacks. How long will they continue? I don't know. And what you see in background is Mali, where the fight is continuing between African Corps and the so-called rebellions or terrorist organizations aided by Western powers. Pakistan also dozens of people were killed by terrorists. Situation is not normal there also. NATO summit is over, showing their blatant anti-human, anti-climate, anti-peace face. They want war and war, and they can talk any rubbish, any garbage because people are not united. And they are surviving because of people's hard works, people's wealth, and people's silence. Well, friends, that brings an end to my talk today. I hope you do comment. Thank you.